Throughout human history, religion has played a pivotal role in shaping cultures, societies, and philosophies. The rise of monotheistic religions, particularly in the Middle East, and their staunch opposition to polytheism and idol worship, marked a significant turning point in the evolution of religious thought. The Abrahamic religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, adopted a strict belief in a single, formless God, often dismissing the polytheistic traditions and idol worship of ancient civilizations as misguided or sinful. This approach arose from specific historical, geopolitical, and theological challenges in the regions where these faiths developed. In stark contrast, Hinduism, one of the world's oldest and most diverse spiritual traditions, embraced polytheism, idol worship, and philosophical inquiry as integral components of its worldview. With its vast pantheon of deities, sacred texts like the Vedas and the Bhagavad Gita, and a culture that celebrates diversity and questioning, Hinduism presents a profoundly different approach to understanding the divine. While monotheistic traditions centralized their faith around a single god and often discouraged questioning, Hinduism promoted intellectual freedom, harmonious coexistence, and the integration of science and spirituality. This discussion seeks to explore the deeper reasons behind the adoption of monotheism in Abrahamic religions, their rejection of idol worship, and how these ideas contrast with the inclusive and inquisitive nature of Hinduism. By examining the historical, cultural, and philosophical contexts of these traditions, we aim to shed light on why the ancient Indian civilization developed a pluralistic worldview while monotheistic religions sought exclusivity, and how this divergence continues to influence humanity today. Why Hinduism stands out. Understanding polytheism, idolatry, and coexistence. 1. The foundation of Hinduism, diversity and pluralism. 1. Hinduism is not a rigid, dogmatic religion. It is a sanatana dharma, a way of life rooted in natural order, ethics, and spirituality. 2. The existence of multiple deities in Hinduism stems from India's vast diversity. Every region, language, and culture has its unique identity, reflected in the worship of deities that resonate with local traditions. For example, Lord Vishnu, Shiva, Durga, and Saraswati represent various facets of human and cosmic experiences, offering individuals a choice to connect with divinity in their preferred way. 3. Unlike monotheistic religions that impose a single path to salvation, Hinduism encourages individuals to explore their spiritual journey freely. 2. Why idol worship, Murti Puja? 1. Hindus use idols as visual and tangible representations of abstract spiritual concepts. 1. This is not worshipping stone, but a way to connect with divinity symbolically. 2. Example. A child learns better with pictures and stories. Similarly, idols help people visualize and focus on spiritual growth. Stories of deities like Rama, Krishna, and Ganesha convey profound moral and ethical teachings. 3. The Hindu belief is simple. The divine is omnipresent and can manifest in any form. 3. An idol is just a tool to reach the divine. 3. Monotheism's historical opposition to polytheism. 1. Abrahamic religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, arose in the Middle East, where the socio-political environment shaped their doctrines. The story of the golden calf in Judaism condemns idol worship as a betrayal of God, associating it with chaos and immorality. Islam strictly forbids idolatry, shirk, branding polytheism as a grave sin. Christianity initially adopted Jewish opposition to idols but later incorporated icons in some sects. 2. The Middle Eastern context was marked by tribal conflicts and a need for unity, which monotheism achieved by enforcing strict adherence to a single god. 4. The consequences of monotheistic exclusivity. 1. The insistence on one, true, God often led to intolerance and violence. The Crusades, Christian versus Muslim wars, caused millions of deaths. Forced conversions and genocides during Islamic conquests in India, the Middle East, and Africa erased indigenous cultures and religions. Sunni-Shia conflicts within Islam and denominational wars among Christians revealed deep divisions even within monotheistic faiths. 5. The impact of monotheism in India. 1. India's experience with monotheistic religions highlights stark contrasts. Pre-Islamic India, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism thrived, coexisting peacefully for centuries. Islamic invasions. Beginning in the 8th century, Islamic rulers introduced policies of religious persecution. Thousands of temples were destroyed or converted into mosques, e.g., the Somnath Temple, Kashi Vishwanath. Hindus were often forced to pay the jizya tax as non-Muslims or face conversion. Partition of India, 1947. The demand for a separate Islamic state led to the creation of Pakistan, accompanied by mass violence, ethnic cleansing, and the deaths of millions. 6. Decline of non-Muslim populations in Islamic nations. 1. Hindu, Buddhist, and Christian populations in Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan have drastically declined due to systemic persecution. Pakistan, 1947. Hindus were approximately 22% of the population. Today, they are less than 2%. Bangladesh. The Hindu population has declined from approximately 30% in 1947 to approximately 8% today, with frequent reports of forced conversions and violence. Afghanistan. The Hindu and Sikh populations have nearly vanished due to continuous harassment and lack of protection. 7. Hinduism's inclusive philosophy. 1. Hinduism teaches that all paths lead to the same truth. 1. This principle fosters tolerance and respect for other religions. 2. Historical examples of Hinduism's inclusivity. Jews and Zoroastrians found refuge in India when persecuted elsewhere. India welcomed Tibetan Buddhists fleeing Chinese oppression. Despite being a Hindu-majority country, India's Muslim population has grown significantly, highlighting coexistence. 8. Why Hinduism's approach is superior for coexistence. 1. Hinduism allows for personal freedom in worship, recognizing that every individual is unique. 1. This is in stark contrast to monotheistic religions, which often impose a single belief system on diverse populations. 2. The concept of karma ensures accountability for one's actions without fear of eternal damnation or a vengeful God. 3. Hinduism's core principles, dharma, karma, and ahimsa, promote universal harmony, making it a religion of peace and coexistence. 9. Monotheism's role in global conflicts. 1. Monotheistic exclusivity has historically justified violence. The Spanish Inquisition tortured and killed those deemed heretics. The Islamic conquests eradicated ancient cultures like Zoroastrianism in Persia. Even today, sectarian conflicts like Sunni versus Shia violence in the Middle East and the persecution of minorities in Islamic nations continue. 10. The path forward. 1. Humanity must recognize that diversity in beliefs is natural and beneficial. 2. Hinduism's pluralistic approach offers a model for coexistence, emphasizing that divinity can be experienced in countless ways. 3. Monotheistic ideologies need to evolve to embrace diversity rather than suppress it. Conclusion: Hinduism's philosophy of pluralism, tolerance, and inclusivity stands as a beacon for humanity. While monotheistic religions have historically caused conflicts in their quest for theological dominance, Hinduism teaches that divinity resides in everyone and everything. By respecting all paths to spiritual enlightenment, Hinduism promotes peace, harmony, and coexistence. It is time for the world to recognize the value of this ancient wisdom in addressing modern challenges.